Hey, what's up, everybody? You know who I am, and you know where you are. It's another episode of STEM with Mr. C. And of course, today joining us is our own Instagram sensation, Tony the Science Cat. So Tony is really excited about today's lesson. We're going to play another math game. The only math Tony does is counting up how many treats he gets for being such a good boy, huh? And he wants to go get more treats. All right, hey, so this is a great math game because we can physically play it. Yes, we can. I've shown you how to do that. He's already talking back to me. Anyway, so we can do it physically, right? Like here, me and you, but we can also do it on the computer. That's right, the computer. Yes, you've played the computer before. If you didn't remember, yes, we know you did really well. You had a high score. We know you had a high score. Okay, you want me to show them that? Okay, so if you didn't see, we played the game 2048. It's up there, and Tony the Science Cat had a really good score. Okay, you happy now? Okay, good. So anyway, I'll share the website with you at the end of the lab, and maybe I can get on with my lab now. What do you think, Tony? Okay, good. So the name of this experiment is called Magic Math Squares. I know we don't like to use the term magic in our STEM classes, but here it seems pretty appropriate because we're going to get a 3x3 square to add up to the number 15, no matter which way we add. That's right, up, down, left, right, diagonal. We are going to get our numbers 1 through 9 to add up to 15. Okay, let's talk about our materials first. For this lab, you're going to need 9 milk or juice caps.
Somebody took my juice money.
Okay, if you don't have juice caps, you could really use 9 of anything. So I'm going to use ping pong balls that I cut in half. You can use circles of paper, you can use cardboard, you can use 9 sleeping kittens if you want, just make sure they don't wake up. Whatever you want, just 9 of something, and make sure it's roughly the same size and shape as the other ones. So I took 5 ping pong balls, cut them in half, and I had 10 halves, and I just took one away. So I'm using 9 of these. Okay, that's all you really need. You're gonna need a marker as well because we're gonna write the numbers 1 through 9 on the tops of your milk caps, juice caps, ping pong balls. If you're using small kittens, make sure you write on a piece of paper and then stick it to their back. Don't write on the cat, okay? Just safety tip there. All right, once you have your materials, go ahead and join me and let's get solving our math squares. All right, hey, thanks for joining me again. So I've got my 9 halves of ping pong balls. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna write the numbers 1 through 9. That's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on each of these ping pong balls. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, go ahead and put your marker away. We won't need that again. Now, let's go ahead and arrange our caps or ping pong balls in a 3x3 square. Now, what I mean by that is we're gonna put 3 across and 3 down. So it'll look something like that. And you can put them in any order you want. I'm gonna put mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay. There we go. So it kind of looks like maybe like a telephone keypad or something, but that's 3 across and 3 down. So this would be a 3x3 square. So now comes the fun, right? Now we have to arrange our numbers so that no matter which way we add, the sum will always be 15. All right, so if we're ready to do that, we can go ahead and start trying. You can start trying right now. I'm going to explain a little bit. So one of the reasons I like doing it here on the table is this lets me manipulate the numbers with my hands, right? It's easier for me to see, and I can easily switch things around and kind of figure out what's going to go where. I find it a lot easier than just pointing and clicking with a computer. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And hey, Tony is joining us. If you saw that little shake, that was him jumping on the table. And here he is. Look, baby. Look. And there he is. Look at this. See? He's coming over. Oh, he's yeah, sniffing the 1. Good boy. You want me to move the 1? I'll move the 1. Maybe move it here. So let's take a look real quick. We have 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Okay, so that's not going to work. So an easy way, let's look at it like this. I know 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 would be 15. Okay, so that works, right? 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. But now we have to look, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 9 is 16, so that's too much. So this is where it gets really interesting. You may have 1 across, you may even have like 2, but you have to get this row, this row, this row to add up to 15. That column, that column, that column to add up to 15. That diagonal and that diagonal to add up to 15. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time to do this. We're going to take a short break while you start moving your squares around. Okay, I'm going to do a couple, and remember, don't get discouraged. Keep trying and you will get it. So when we come back for break, I'm going to show you one of the solutions. We'll figure it out together. It's only one, there's a few of them. I'll show you one, and we're actually going to use algebra to figure out our solution. Don't go anywhere, make sure you're experimenting, and when we come back, we will go ahead and tackle this magic math square problem together. Okay, folks, some of you have maybe figured this out. How many of you got it? How many of you were successful to get this to add up to 15, that to 15, that to 15, that to 15, How many of you were successful? Right, so it's easy to add across, right? We could probably figure that out. That's 15, and then 8 plus 3, well, see, I can't even really do that. I can do 9 and 3 is 12. And I can't do that, so I can do 9 plus 2 is 11, so I can't do that. I can do 9, see? So this kind of messes me up. So this is where I go, you may figure out 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 1 is 15, that works. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. And then we have, check this out, 6 plus 7 is 13, 14, 15. So we have 15, 15, and then we have 15. But the problem is, ooh, there we go. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15. We're looking good. But look, so this adds up, 8 plus 4 is 12, so this adds up, but our diagonals, that one doesn't really add up. And this row doesn't add up. Okay, so if you're confused, don't worry, I'm gonna show you my solution. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. And there you go. That is one of the solutions. So let's check our math, right? 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, so far so good. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. Okay, so far so good. Whew, here we go. Let's do our columns now. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. All right, we're looking good. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. We're getting there. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. Okay, let's check our diagonals. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. One more to go. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. All right, so that is one of our solutions. We have solved the magic square. Okay, now, how did I figure this out, right? Obviously, yes, I've done this before, but I didn't always know the answer. And there is a way that we can use algebra for you 4th and 5th graders. Even you 3rd graders are getting into algebra. We're gonna use some algebra to figure out the answer. All right, if you guys are ready, go ahead and do this with me. First thing we're gonna do is we are going to put our numbers in order, 1 through 9. So let's do that now. Move it over there, there we go. So there's our numbers in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to find the number in the middle, okay? And we call this the median, right? So it's really easy to look at it like this because check it out. I have 4 on this side, I have 4 on this side, and that leaves my 1 in the middle is a 5, okay? There's also another way to find it, but this is why I like to manipulate it so we can see that 5 is the median. Okay, so now that we have that, since 5 is the median, we're gonna put that in our middle square. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put 5 in our middle square. Okay, now, in algebra, I'm gonna label this X, okay? Now, if you are unfamiliar with algebra, X could be whatever you want, right? You don't wanna use X, you can use Y, you can use happy face. All X means is we don't know what that number is. Now, again, I know we know what it is, but just go with me here, right? So we have 5, that's gonna be our X. Now up here, we are going to put X plus 1, right? So go ahead and put X plus 1. You'll see it labeled there. And then in the top right corner, right, we are gonna call that X plus 3. Okay, it'll make sense. X plus 1, X plus 3. Okay, in the bottom left square or the lower left square, we are going to put X minus 3. And then in the bottom right square, we're going to put X minus 1. So I'm going to leave them up there and so you can see what we have. So now that we know what X is, we know X is 5. So this should be pretty easy to solve for these corner squares. So let's check it out now. So this is X plus 1. X is 5, so 5 plus 1 is 6. Very good. Let's do our top right square, X plus 3. So X is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. Very good. Now let's do our bottom squares, right? Now, you'll see a little pattern here. I have X plus 1, X plus 3, and then I go down here, I make this X minus 3. Let's check it out. What is 5 minus 3? That's right, it's 2. Good job. All right, now over here we have X minus 1. I have X plus 1 here, X minus 1 right here. So what is 5 minus 1? 4. Now, from here, it actually is pretty easy. Let me move this over here, get these out of the way. Now, from here, you know we have 4 other numbers we can solve, right? There's no real formula for this. You just have to fill this in, keeping in mind everything has to add up to 15. Now, this is actually a lot easier because now I only have to solve 4 squares instead of solving 9. It's a lot easier. All right, so we can figure this out, right, using algebra. That's right. Now check it out. Our diagonals are already good, right? Diagonals are good. Because look, 6 plus 5 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15. Yeah! 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15. So by using this, we've already solved the diagonals. Now we just need to solve the rows and columns. So now it's literally just fill in the blank, right? 6 plus what plus 8 equals 15, right? So if 8 plus 6 is 14, 14 plus what makes 15? Boom, just like that. Perfect. Let's go down to this column, right? Actually, let's do the bottom one, right? Because I got 2 missing numbers. I don't really want to mess around with that too much. So let's go ahead and do our bottom row. I meant row. 4, 2 plus what plus 4 equals 15. Right, so if 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus what is 15? That's right, that would be 9. So we have 2 plus 9 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15. We're getting there. Let's do this one now. 8 plus what plus 4 equals 15. So let's do this right here. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus what is 15? So we can just do this. 12, 13, 14, 15. And here's my 3. And then, of course, by process of elimination, we know the 7's going to go here, but let's just check it just in case. 6 plus what plus 2 equals 15. Let's add up the numbers we know first. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 7. Oh, there we go. There is our magic square. All right. Hey, let's go back to our studio and let's talk a little bit about what happened and give you guys a little challenge too. All right, hey, so that was just one solution. There are a couple other ones. So my challenge to you is, can you find another solution that's different than mine? Okay, that's a great way. Again, one, we're using things we've already learned, like trial and error. Okay, so if you didn't know the algebraic formula for figuring that out, you're probably just moving caps around until you get to 15. Totally fine, right? Trial and error. Keep trying it until it works. And then you may have noticed a little pattern. Some of you did. And if you got frustrated with it, it's okay. It's a difficult puzzle. For those that don't like using like manipulatives and you'd really prefer to use, the computer or video games, just go to this website here, and that's going to explain you can actually play it online. There is a solution button. Restrain yourselves. Don't click the solution button because you get frustrated. Give yourself some credit. All right, you guys can figure this out. Okay, now one of the reasons I like this is, one, it's a puzzle. Okay, and puzzles really get your brain thinking. Okay, and it may be hard, but every time you get that aha, you formed a new connection, and now your brain is like, ooh, when I see that again, I'm totally going to get that. So you're learning. Number 2, it's a great introduction to algebra for a lot of my younger students, right? Finding the missing number. Really what makes this algebra is we're using letters, right? X, Y, Z, T, N, whatever. But really it's nothing more than just adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying. In this we use adding and subtracting. So it's a great way, and you saw me counting on my fingers. For those of you that still count on my fingers, don't count on my fingers. These are mine, okay? Count on your own fingers. For those that are still counting on your fingers, guess what? That's okay. Whatever you need to do, right? I still do it sometimes, because sometimes it's just quicker, right? I just go, and I'm like, okay. So there's no shame in that. So if you're still counting, right, like I did, 12, okay, 13, 14, 15. I don't think about doing this. It's just automatic, okay? So don't be shamed into doing that, right? Use your fingers if you want. Hey, you want to take your socks off and you want to use your fingers and toes? Go ahead, right? Just keep in mind it's only going to add up to 20, right? So anything more than that, you're going to have to count on someone else's fingers and toes, and they may not let you do that. Okay, hey, so I hope you all enjoyed this lab. I really enjoyed doing this. If you did get a different solution, make sure you go onto Google Classroom and then go into Google Forms and do my exit ticket, 3rd and 5th graders, and tell me what solution you got, right? Obviously you can't draw the grid, so you can just tell me, right? Top, left, middle, right. I'll be able to figure it out. Chances are I'll be able to figure it out. For my K through 2 or TK through 2, just put it in Seesaw if you want to draw a little box. using the drawing tools, which is why I do like Seesaw. It's kind of cool. Just go ahead and draw that in there. If you want to take a picture of your solution, all about it. Want to take a video of your solution, all about it, right? I love it. Okay, hey, say, this is Mr. C, and signing off for Tony the Science Cat, who is napping right now after, well, kind of complaining that I didn't give him credit for his 2048 solution. Hope you're happy, Tony. Okay, good, he's happy. All right, that's all for me. I will see you all next time for some more STEM with me. See you guys.